able to attend tonight. My name is Amy Filbert. I am the assistant principal over guidance and curriculum. This is my first year in that department. It's been a big learning curve, but I have an awesome group of guidance counselors who just go above and beyond for all of your students and all the students here at Pace High School, and I'm grateful to learn with them and from them. Mr. Shell's here tonight to show us some support and just to make sure that you all know that he's here and supports all of your students. All the guidance counselors except Ms. Swearingen, she's not feeling well tonight, but she was definitely a big part of organizing this event. She is not here, but I have my other guidance counselors, Ms. Dee Kelly, Ms. Penny Moore, Ms. Sherry Nowell, and Ms. Jenna Hughes. We have some guests here tonight for all of you. We're going to let them introduce themselves here in just a minute, but they are here as a lot of our colleges who really support Pace High School, and a lot of our students like to see what they offer whenever they leave. We have PSC, University of West Florida, Coastal Alabama, Santa Rosa Online. They really help us as far as having offering students opportunities that maybe their schedule doesn't fit here at Pace High School, offering those maybe it's foreign language, it's an elective, it's an AP course that we don't offer, but they do a great job and support us, so thank you, Santa Rosa Online, for being here. We have Laughlin Tech. They do a lot for a lot of our students. It's a great place for students to go after high school for different trades and career type opportunities. And then we have our life counselor, our military life counselor. She's wonderful for our military families. Does a lot for our students whose parents are active duty military. And we appreciate all that she does. And she has awesome opportunities for those students here at Pace High School. And then we have the University of South Alabama. So we try to have as many here tonight so that you can go and talk to after we get done with our presentation. My guidance counselors are going to be going over a lot of important information. If you didn't get some the handouts when you first got here, we have a handout for Florida Bright Futures. Gives you a lot of details. There's a lot of information on this sheet, but that is a great opportunity for all of your students. So please make sure you review that, and if you have any questions after this, just reach out to your student's guidance counselor. We also have our graduation requirements. Our counselors are awesome at making sure your child has what they need to meet those graduation requirements, but we really feel like it's important for all of you to also know what they need. Me and Mr. Shell are going to be meeting with our at-risk seniors tomorrow just to make sure we know we've identified those students and what they need to graduate. So if you do get a phone call from us, that's why. We're trying to be as proactive as we can be. But this is all the graduation requirements, so please take a look at that. And then there's a senior year outline, just some important dates for all of you parents. I can't imagine what it's like to be a parent of a senior. I have a freshman, and it's emotional for me to have one as a freshman. So I know all of you, this is definitely bittersweet for all of you. So I just hope that going through this year, we can be a resource to all of you and answer questions and be that support that you need to get your child in the right direction for their future. And I feel confident that we can do so. So definitely thinking of all of you this year, and I just hope that you can embrace and enjoy it on this last leg of their high school journey. I'm going to go ahead and pass the microphone to Ms. Nowell. She is going to go over different things on this slideshow, and thank you guys so much.
I'm actually going to let some people talk. We're going to hear from some of our guests tonight. Just going to give you a brief overview.
Go back to two.
Most of our colleges will probably give you admissions and scholarship deadlines. So which one of you want to speak?
All right, so I am Gabby, and I am going to be the recruiter for PACE for PSC this year. So the first date that we have locked in right now is going to be September 24th as an application day. So we're going to be on campus, letting students apply all day long, and we'll be working throughout the year. We'll do application days, walking through the FAFSA, and then eventually we'll start registering students for classes. And if you feel free, you can come on by, and we've got some contact cards and everything on information from FAFSA to general information.
Hi everyone, I'm Monique Kosich, and I'm representing the University of West Florida, Go Argos, and a couple of deadlines that are very important. our scholarship deadline for high school seniors. This would be for admission merit scholarships, which would make them eligible to compete for full ride scholarships. What does this mean? It means the student has to apply, provide us all of the documentation, complete the online application, and be admitted by December 1st. Layla Zandy is the local counselor who works with students here. I happen to live in Pace, and I'm happy to give you my cell phone number if you come up to my table. I'm happy to text, answer any questions. Our regular admission deadline will be April 1st this year. We had to move it up 2 months because our incoming freshman class keeps getting bigger and bigger. And we pride ourselves on providing a great student experience. So we want to make sure that they have the classes they need that fit into their major. So December 1st for scholarships, April 1st for regular admission. If you come by the table, I have a specific brochure about UWF and also one about Bright Futures and the state programs. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jacob Champion. I am a student recruiter at Coastal Alabama Community College. Our applications are already open for summer of 2025 and fall of 2025. Scholarships open November 1st, and the deadline to apply for scholarships is March 1st of 2025. So I am our student recruiter for all of our Florida counties. I'd be more than happy to talk with you. I have my contact information here as well if you want to stay in contact moving forward. I do know, just real quick, the number one question and concern we get is, are you guys out of state? You get out of state tuition that does not apply. Y'all being in the Pensacola area, the greater Pensacola area, you actually do qualify for in-state tuition. But like I said, my contact information is here, so I'll be more than happy to talk to you and stay in touch.
I'm Jenna O'Brien, and I am a Patriot. It's great to be a Patriot. I graduated from here and started my career here. I'm the principal of St. Rosa Online, and we are the people who will help you get that there to the finish line so that you make it to 26. I have with me Paul Drinker, our guidance counselor. We have a list of courses that we provide and offer, as well as how to sign up for them. And so we have to answer any questions you have.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lonnie Newmer. I'm a career specialist at Wagner Technical College. With me this evening is Mrs. Jenny Ashford. She's the high school counselor. We will open our applications in April of this year. We are a technical school, a technical college, so we offer many programs that are associated with the trades. We offer automotive, HVAC, electricity, even have a pharmacy tech as well as a PM program. So if there's anyone interested in becoming a nurse, this might be a great opportunity for you as well. So if you're interested, please stop by. We have a lot of brochures, swag, also giveaways. We look forward to seeing you later. Thank you.
Hey, I am Paula Von Haven, and I'm fortunate enough to be in this campus as a military and family life counselor. So I deal with the military connected students, and the reason that I'm here today is because I've got some very specific scholarship opportunities that I want to share with anybody that's affiliated with the military. So that's any branch, retirees, deceased, active duty, come and see me because I've got some really good stuff. Thank you.
And last but not least,
Hey everyone, my name is Michaela Rader. I'm here at the University of South Alabama. A few important deadlines. Our applications are already open, so go ahead and fill those out. Shouldn't take more than 15, maybe 20 minutes tops. They're super straightforward. As far as scholarships go, our priority deadline is going to be February 1st. Depending on the specific scholarship that you're looking to achieve, that deadline may vary, but as far as our admission scholarships, look out for that February 1st deadline. I will also be hosting an event on behalf of the University of South Alabama. It will be in Pensacola. I know that's not here, but it is a close drive. I urge you to please come out. That'll be November 14th. I'll be sending out emails and things of that nature as well, so you don't forget. So feel free to stop by my table, get my email, get my phone number, contact me if you have any questions. Coastal Alabama stole my thunder a little bit by saying this first, but I do also like to mention that we offer your students in-state tuition on top of scholarships as well. So, good guys, thank you.
All right, good evening. My name is Dee Kelly, and I work with students who have last name D to HI. So tonight we're just going to go over a couple of different slides with you just to communicate like what we think is important information. So the first thing I want to go over with is the graduation requirements that students have to graduate from Pace High School. So you can see the slide right up behind me. Students have to have a 2.0 GPA, that is a state average. They have to pass the FSA, ELA, writing and reading test. They also have to pass the algebra end of course exam. Those are graduation requirements. They also have to have 4 English credits, 4 math credits, 3 science credits, 3 social studies credits, and they have to have a practical or performing art credit. On the 24 credit plan, they also have to have 1 HOPE credit, and they can waive the HOPE credit if they've been in 2 years of ROTC, so they can substitute 2 years of ROTC for HOPE. Or if they played 2 years of a junior varsity or varsity sport, then they can substitute that sport for the HOPE credit. Also, if your student has participated in the band or color guard, they can fulfill half of the credit for the HOPE requirement. Then they have to go online and take personal fitness through Santa Rosa Online or Florida Virtual School. And then they also would have to have 8 elective credits. So those are the 24 credits that they have to graduate on the 24 credit plan. We also do offer the 18 credit plan. It has the same rigor, 4 English, 4 math, 3 science, and 3 social studies credits. And they also have to have a practical and performing art, but they are not required to have a HOPE credit, and they have less elective credits. We have a lot of students sometimes who want to graduate early, or we have students who have fallen behind on credits, and this option is sometimes better suited for them. So either the 18 or 24 credit plan, you can go to a college. They do not hold that against you for taking less electives. So we've never had somebody call and say, hey, I can't go to UWF because I didn't take extra electives or a HOPE PE credit. So they can go on either plan. All right, so that's it on the graduation requirements. Behind me, you'll see a sheet where you can go and kind of fill in what your students taken over the last 4 years. You can look in their focus account. Just so you know, guidance counselors do keep up with their students' credits and their FSA and their algebra end of course exams. So if your student is missing something, you should have received a letter over the summer, outlining what they're missing, and we offer summer school. And we do offer 2 types of credit recovery. We have Edgenuity, which is offered here at Pace High School in our computer labs. If the student has failed a class, they can go to the computer lab and make it up. The highest grade they can make in Edgenuity is a 75. So if a student fails, a first semester class, then we can put it in the computer lab second semester to help them get caught up for graduation. We try to have all of our seniors in the Edgenuity computer labs. If for some reason that they're not successful, we do offer another program. It's called Santa Rosa Night School. And students can register and go to classes there face-to-face. It's offered on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 to 9:30 p.m. And the students can go there for free. They're co-enrolled in here at Pace High School and Santa Rosa Night School. And let's see, they can register for up to 4 classes. And the beauty about this program is that if they make an A in the course, they get an A. If they make a B or a C, they make that grade. In Edgenuity, the highest grade you can make in credit recovery is a 75. If we have students who, for some reason, maybe are going to Laughlin Technical Center and they can't be in the Edgenuity classes, if they want to take the class outside of school day, they can do that, but they have to make an appointment with Mrs. Solomon to take the test or the quizzes. I forgot to say that a minute ago. The next slide I want to talk to you about is Santa Rosa Online and FLBS. This is a students who do take classes in both programs. For students who want to take classes on campus, they do have to have a 3.0 GPA. And if a student is falling behind, like they're taking a first semester class, and let's just say the deadline for them to be done is in December, if they're not finished with that class, or they're failing, or whatever the circumstance may be, we may bring them back on campus in the spring to finish their classes. All right, something I do want to talk to you about that's very important, we get lots of questions about this, is the Florida Bright Future Scholarship. This is through the Florida Lottery, and it's only offered in the state of Florida. You may have a college, say in Alabama, yeah, we'll accept Bright Futures, but Bright Futures is not going to send the money across the state line. It has to be used at a public university or college in the state of Florida. I'm going to go ahead and go over the requirements for Bright Futures. They look at 4 English credits, 4 math credits, 3 science credits, and 3 social studies credits, and 2 years of foreign language. For the foreign language, it has to be either Spanish 1 and 2 or Latin 1 and 2, it could be French 1 and 2. It has to be a 1 and a 2 of the same language. It can't be ASL 1 and French 1. It has to be a 1 and a 2 of the same language. Just so you know, I didn't say this earlier, but foreign language is not a graduation requirement, so I did not say that earlier, but for the Bright Future Scholarship, it is required. Just so you understand, for the Bright Futures, we have 2 different levels. So the Florida Academic, and the students have to have a 3.5 weighted GPA, and they only look at the classes 4 English, 4 math, 3 science, 3 social studies, and 2 years of foreign language. It is not their cumulative high school GPA. It does not include their elective classes or weight training classes. It is just these 4 classes that are listed on the screen. For the Florida Academic, they have to have a 29 on the ACT or a 1340 on the SAT. So, and they can have 100 volunteer hours. And if you can see the volunteer form is up on the screen, she'll click on that for us. The students can just, keep up with their hours, and then by the end of their senior year, they can submit the hours. We highly recommend if your child has at least 75 hours, they go ahead and submit those to the guidance office, because after semester 1, Bright Futures is going to be evaluating their transcripts, and it's good to have it on there, because Bright Futures is going to send you an email if your child has signed up for Bright Futures. You'll get an email specifying what they're missing as far as requirements. And the other part is they also have paid work hours. So if your child has a job, then they can use their work hours. So for the Florida Academic, you have to have 100 hours of work hours. And your boss can just sign off on your hours, just complete that form, and then submit it to the guidance office. The second level of Bright Futures is the Florida Medallion. They look at the same credits, 4 English, 4 math, 3 science, 3 social studies, and then 2 years of foreign language. And the student has to have a 3.0 GPA in those courses, and then a 25 on the ACT, and then a 1210 on the SAT. For the Florida Medallion, they have to have 75 hours of community service, and then if they want to use the paid work hours, then they do have to have 100. That's the difference. So that's something that they added a couple of years ago. Students can use any volunteer hours that they start at the beginning of their freshman year up until the end of their senior year. So if they did some things back in their freshman year, go back to the person they worked for and just have them sign off on it, and they can submit it to the guidance office. We'll take it. Students will be able to apply for Bright Futures on December the 1st, and we'll be having a senior meeting with the students, and we'll give them that information so they can go ahead and register for the scholarship. And you have to apply for Bright Futures by the day that you graduate. So please make sure your child applies. You'll get a notification from Bright Futures in the spring if they're not eligible for the scholarship. It is very important. We've had a lot of students, and it breaks our heart to get these phone calls. They have aspirations to go, out of the state, like Alabama, they go to Auburn. And then for some reason, they have to come back home. It is important that you make sure your child applies, because if they don't, and they come back in state to go to college, they will not be able to get the Bright Futures scholarship. So it's very important, even if you have plans to go out of state, apply. It's always a backup plan. It's also important if your child takes the ACT or the SAT, need to make sure that they send their scores to a Florida university or college. Bright Futures will retrieve those scores from the public university or college from the state repository. So when they're signing up, make sure that you're having those scores sent to colleges. And I believe it's like $14 now to have each individual report sent. So if you have not been sending those, I would definitely recommend in future tests that you have them sign up to have their scores sent to colleges or universities. Just so you know, all of the academic requirements have to be completed by the graduation date, and the community service hours have to be completed by graduation. So just make sure your child's working on those and getting them submitted. I think that is it for me. I don't think anything else I need to add. Okay.
Good afternoon, I'm Ms. Hughes. I am guidance counselor for your kids. They're SE through Z, so I'm at the end of the alphabet. Right now we're going to talk about test scores. So ACT and College Board, these are the dates, and I know they're very small, but they're also online. Some of your students will be taking the test this Saturday. So we are a test site for ACT. This is how you would register. It's very important and it's very informational that your students, a lot of my students have the app, and that is the best way to see your super score, what colleges will take, keep in touch and know when they get their scores so much faster now than we even see them. So definitely get that app and don't lose the password and how to get on, because that does happen. But this is how you register online. This is a big thing for your kids. Like, I notice a lot, ACT only talks to your students. So they are having to grow up a little bit and really learn how to speak to those adults, because they want to speak to them, not to their guidance counselor, not to the parent. So this is a big deal for them to keep up with it, ACT and the SAT. But this is where you go online and register. If you're free to reduce lunch, they do get waivers and guidance, so they just come let us know, we check that for them, and we will give them the waiver to take the ACT. Also, for the SAT, we are not a site, but I think Milton, usually the students take it at Milton or UWF. And this is how you log on to College Board. It's also the same login for advanced placement courses, so again, don't lose your login information. But we also have those test dates and guidance if you need those as well. The next is the classical learning test. So this came out last year, I believe, that you're allowed to use this for Bright Futures, and colleges use it as well. You can take it at home. They're very specific, like it has to be a room, a very quiet room with nothing around you, and you have a monitor on your screen. But you can take this test, and some kids are very successful in getting the Bright Futures with the classical learning test. So it's just another option if you're trying to get that Bright Futures. And this is where you would sign up for that. This is still newer, but a lot of kids have taken it over the past year. This is also important, I'll throw this in there. ACT, SAT, and CLT can be important for the Algebra EOC or the FSA if any of your students are struggling. Okay, dual enrollment. So I know we just started our dual enrollment classes. We're registering at PSC October 1st for spring semester, so that will be in January. UWF hasn't given us their date yet, but I'm sure it's around the same time. You want to apply or register for those classes early. October 1st it opens, they go very quickly. If you want to get the classes, you want ENC 1101 at 8:45, get on October 1st. This is another thing, check your email for those dual enrollment classes. State university system. This is the most information you'll get for colleges in the state of Florida. So this website is where you can go. Is this it? Where you can go, and it will tell you admissions deadlines for all the state universities in Florida. What they so what their middle profile is. So typically a freshman has a 3.5 GPA that's admitted to them, or anything that are interested in universities in the state of Florida. Right now, college applications, as you've heard, are starting. Common App is a great way to do that. And it's Common App, so you can do all of the colleges at once right here. I've already gotten several from students because deadlines are November 1st. They can do waivers. Again, if you're free and reduced lunch, just come to guidance and we will help you with that. Okay, so let's see. Is it on there? Vocational schools. Okay, so big vocational schools, PSC, I was just talking to PSC about this. I have so many students that want to do radiology. PSC has a great radiology program. Actually, so does USA. So, we have great vocational schools in our area. 2 are here today, Lockwood Votech, PSC. We also have George Stone and Fortis. So that's, if you're interested in any technical schools, those are some great options. I think that's it for me. Thank you.
We appear to be having a little bit of technical difficulty with loading pictures, so I'm sorry that was a little strange too. I am Sherry Nowell. I am the counselor for HO through NI. So I'm going to talk to you about some of these additional things that we have. When PSC stood up to speak, they did mention they will be here on campus to do applications with our seniors on the 24th of September. We're going to do that in the Media Center. So they've done this in the past. They did this last year, I think, for the first time with us, and it was awesome. Because they can help walk the students through the application, some of those confusing things that they come upon when they're really looking to do their applications. And so it's been a really great thing for them to do. And so I'm glad to say that if you have a student who's interested in PSC, they can come and do that application on the 24th. They're also going to be in the classrooms of our English teachers. So our English teachers here for our seniors are very good about trying to help seniors on their way and help them understand what they need to do for college and making sure they get those applications done. So they're going to be in the English classrooms for Ms. Taylor and Ms. Ray on September 20th and October 2nd. So they're going to do some of that work as well. FAFSA is something that we always talk about with our seniors, and some of you may have heard of FAFSA before. It is the free application for federal student aid. So that is where you go if you need a Pell Grant, if you want to look at what scholarships are available, financial aid, loans, all of that. You have to fill out FAFSA first. So if you're even getting a scholarship from the college, they're always going to ask, did you fill out your FAFSA? So that is the first thing everybody has to fill out. You may get nothing from FAFSA, but that doesn't mean you won't get a scholarship from the college. They just make sure you fill that out first. So that is actually starting on December 1st this year. It used to be October. They've done a new rollout with it, so they've still got some kinks they're working out. So December 1st is going to be when you can start applying for FAFSA. Scholarships. So if you're like me, you don't necessarily, my kids did not qualify for that financial aid through FAFSA, but they did qualify for scholarships. So we look for as many as we can. So if you're getting Bright Futures, you can stack Bright Futures with other scholarships. So Miss Holland, who is in the guidance office, is fabulous about keeping up with those scholarships and keeping them updated for people to use and to look at on the website. A lot of times Facebook and Instagram will also post those scholarships. We really want you to be able to get whatever money you can for your kids to go to school, because as we know as adults, people don't throw money at you any other time in your life. So if they're going to throw money at you to send your kids to school, please find as much as you can. And I tell the kids all the time, $500 here, $1,000 there, $250, it all adds up. And they can be stacked at those colleges in order to be able to use it for all of the things that you need, sometimes including your food cards and your housing and buying your books, all of those expenses that you have in college. So if you'll look at all of these websites, you can just click on them, and everything that we show you in the video is going to be uploaded to the website or on the PowerPoint, and you can click on the links just like we have to see those different things and to connect to the scholarships and everything else. So while we're on that topic of scholarships, we also need to talk about transcripts. So transcripts are done a little differently now than they used to be done. They're done through a app called Parchment. So Parchment's online, and you can choose to do your transcript through there. Right now, you can still actually do it through the guidance office as well, and it costs $2, and the first 2 are free. So if you haven't had a transcript sent, an official transcript sent to a college, and you need that, then you can come by the guidance office and you can request that transcript, and the first 2 are free, and then after that it's going to cost $2. If you like, I don't really have time, I'm going to stop by the guidance office, I want to do it through Parchment, it's going to cost you $4.40 each time you do it. So, you can do it whichever way you want. I'm in favor of saving money, but if you would like to go and do it on Parchment, then it will cost you that $4.40. Final transcripts are not free, but instructions are given to seniors at grad practice. So we tell them how to do that, and we give them a little sheet that they can fill out as well. And those are done through Parchment. I think now, aren't they? Okay, they're done through Parchment as well. ACT and SAT waivers, and Ms. Hughes touched on this just a little bit. If a student is on free or reduced lunch or is through McKinney-Vento, then they can receive those waivers to get 4 free ACT and 2 free SAT. They aren't given out at the same time, so don't come to the guidance office and say, I want an SAT and an ACT waiver. We'll give you one at a time, make sure you use that, make sure you take the test, and then we can give another. But we are very limited on the number of SAT waivers we have. They're not as generous in giving those out as SAT is. As ACT is. So that's why it's only 2 for that. But we would love to be able to help students who need that extra and can't afford to pay for those tests, because they do cost around $65 per test per time you take it now. Let's see, we've got a couple other things down here. All right, that was it. All right, so letters of recommendation. We are asking all students to give us a brag sheet. That's where they're talking about what things they have been involved in, what things they do in the community or as part of the school or all of those things. We need a brag sheet. And that's because if we need to write you a letter of recommendation for a scholarship or for college or for whatever, we need to be able to have that information, because even though we try to know all your students, each of us have about 454 students we're responsible for every year. And so by the time they're seniors, we do know them a little bit better, but we don't know everything about them. We don't know everything they're involved in. We don't know all of those wonderful things that they've done and the things they do in the summer that we are just not aware of. So we ask the students to fill out the brag sheet, which they can find outside the guidance office on the wall. And if they could give that to us 2 weeks before they need that to be done. We have a lot of things we're doing in the guidance office, and it is easier for us if we have a little bit of time to process that and get that completed. This is something that's new that we're doing this year. Oh, did we miss the... There was one before that. Where did it go? Okay, well, apparently one of our slides has now disappeared. Florida State is coming. So they're going to come and talk to our students on October the 10th. We only have space for about 75 of our seniors, and we're asking for seniors with a 3.8 unweighted GPA or better to be in that first group of students that we're allowing, because Florida State is very strict on who they're going to accept. We do let other kids sign up. If we don't have the full 75, then we'll let those other kids go in as seniors, and it's only for seniors. But they're coming, and they're going to talk about the expectations for Florida State and what you need to know. And UF, actually, so Florida came last week, and they talked to some of our students, and that was a really wonderful experience. The students had a lot of questions. UF was very complimentary of the questions that the students asked as well. So this is the first time that University of Florida and Florida State have come, and so we're very happy to have them. So if you have a student who falls in that category and is very interested then have them stop by the guidance office and get a sign-up sheet there. All right, last thing for me is we have Instagram. So we have a Pace High Guidance Instagram, and pretty much everything, well, all of this PowerPoint will be there, but everything that goes on through the guidance office, we're going to put on that Instagram. So kids say, I didn't know that the SAT sign-up was yesterday. If they had the Instagram, they would know. And we try very hard to make sure that this information gets out. So it's out on Instagram, it's out on Facebook, which is also well maintained here, and it will be on the website. So we try to make sure, I think school status as well, will give you information. So we try to make sure that that information gets out there to you. So if you would like, then you can certainly follow us on Instagram and get that information that you need for the things that are coming up for your seniors. So we're going to post any testing dates and anything else like that as well. Right now, we have Ms. Williams, who is our yearbook sponsor, and she's going to come and talk to you about some of the senior stuff. So you have a like senior year layout there, and she's going to talk to you about it. My FSU slide, there it is. Okay, so if you're interested, it will also be in the PowerPoint.
Hey y'all, I'm Melissa Williams. I'm one of the yearbook sponsors here. Thank you to Guidance for letting me tag on. I know we all have gotten a lot of information and there's a lot to think about coming up with college applications and everything. But I'm going to talk a little bit about what is coming up this year before graduation. You have this handout that says senior year at the top. Kind of gives you a timeline of all of the important things that happen during senior year. At the top, we already started in June and July. Lots of y'all did the paint and parking. Senior portraits are happening at the school. Hartman Photography does our senior portraits with the tux and great photos. They will be back on October 8th for makeups. So if you did not catch them in August to get your senior portrait done, that is the last chance on campus here to get your senior portrait done for the yearbook and the composite that hangs on the wall. So that is October 8th. I do have sign-ups over there at my computer after if you want to stop by and make sure you're signed up for that. And then I won't read all of this. Right now we are running a sale for senior ads and yearbook. Our senior ad has a early bird pricing. Those are the ads that go in the back of the yearbook with the baby pictures and the message from mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, whoever wants to buy a senior ad. And those early bird prices do expire in October. So it is fastly approaching and prices go up after that. The final deadline is in December. I think, yeah, those deadlines are up there, and I also have them at my table over there. If you want to come and talk to me about that, I'd be happy to give you the details on how to sign up for that. There's lots of other stuff. We have homecoming week coming up really soon. You can skim through that. Cap and gown orders are coming up very soon too. On the back, I tried to give some estimated pricing. This is not, exhaustive by any means, but just so you can know what's coming up, especially as we get towards the spring and towards graduation, there are a lot of expenses that come with senior year. So I try to give you all as much notice as possible of that and those expenses coming up. Trips and caps and gowns and stoles for the different organizations, and of course they earn are some of those. My email, I don't know if it's on here, but I'm happy to give you my email if you have any questions. There's a team of us that kind of run the school social media, so I try to stay as active as possible on there, updating y'all on everything. If you're not in the Class of 2025 Facebook group, I highly encourage you to join that. I post lots of important updates there, as well as on the Pace High School Facebook page and the school website as well. All right, thank you all so much.
As far as the Facebook, Instagram, also School Connect, anything that is important for all of you to know for your child, especially their senior year. Myself, Ms. Williams, we have about 5 of us. Ms. Hess up there, she's here tonight to offer this report sure we get that information out on all platforms. So if you are having difficulty with School Connect, please just shoot us an email. We will get you to the right person to make sure you set that up. A lot of the messages we send out, we only send out to our senior students. We really appreciate all of you guys coming out tonight. Again, you're here to make the senior year the best for your child, and we look forward to seeing them all graduate and what they do in their future. Please feel free, if you have any questions for any of these people who are here tonight, please feel free to stop by their table, and we just really appreciate y'all supporting us. And if you can ever, if you ever need anything from any of us, please let us know, and just please give these ladies a round of applause. They've been working for a few days. I am definitely going to